Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Iconic rocker Chris Cornell found dead in a hotel room here in Detroit after a concert at the Fox Theater. We'll tell you what we're now learning about the rocker's death. Plus, a fire rips through a Sterling Heights apartment, killing one woman and injuring 3 others. Plus, temperatures once again in the 80s, but a wind advisory being issued for all of southeast Michigan. The wind gusts could reach 50 miles per hour or even stronger. Let's get right over to meteorologist Brandon Rue, who's tracking possible storms for us this afternoon after a beautiful day yesterday, Brandon.
Don't want anybody to get deceived by looking at the skies out there. Blue skies, temps in the 80s, wind by itself enough of a problem. On top of that, we have storm concerns later in the day, but primarily our issues with the wind. Wind advisory covers the entire area until 8 p.m. We see temperatures in the 80s everywhere. 84 at Metro, 81 Pontiac, 83 in Mount Clemens. The one exception with the winds coming over Lake Erie. Harrow, Ontario, 78. We have sustained winds that will be blowing 30 to 40, and we're starting to see the wind gusts. Occasional bursts of wind close to 40 miles an hour already. It's a 37-mile-an-hour wind gust at Metro Airport, Monroe, down in Lenawee County, up in Oakland County. We're all in the same mix. So between now and 5 o'clock, the peak winds of 45 to 55-mile-an-hour gusts. It makes tricky travel as stuff will be blowing all over the highways and high-profile vehicles will be blown around. Watch out for that, and also probably going to see some power outages. More on the storm chances coming up.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. New at noon, 2 people are in custody after a high-speed police chase ends on Detroit's west side. We're told what originally started as a domestic dispute is what led to that chase, and ultimately 2 people were arrested. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Iconic rocker and one of the pioneers of the grunge movement that came out of Seattle in the early 90s has died. Chris Cornell, lead singer of Soundgarden, was found dead from an apparent suicide in his hotel room at MGM Grand last night after a show right here in Detroit at the Fox Theater. Local 4's Jason Colthorpe was actually at that show last night. He's covering this for us today. And Jason, this is just a shock for everyone, fans of his music.
Absolutely, just unreal, Evron, to wake up to this news, especially having been there. And I just know personally, I have to be doing what everyone else at that show last night, at that sold-out Fox Theater last night, is doing today, and that's replaying the entire show in our heads, wondering, what did we see? Did we see something that would have led us to believe that this was possible? And as we are learning today, there were some signs.
From the average fan's perspective, last night's Soundgarden concert seemed like another solid show led by the man with the amazing rock voice, Chris Cornell. But an hour after the show, sometime around midnight, sources tell Local 4, his wife called a family friend on tour to check on him after becoming concerned. After breaking through the door, Cornell was found unresponsive on the bathroom floor with a band around his neck. Cornell was 52 and is survived by his wife and 3 children, ages 17, 13, and 12.
Certainly, Chris Cornell's final tweet didn't give us any indication. This is what he tweeted yesterday. It was a picture of the Fox marquee, and he wrote, "Finally back to Detroit Rock City, hashtag no more BS." And the show, of course, was a great show, but one of those signs people are pointing to today was the song Soundgarden closed with last night, and it was a cover of a Led Zeppelin song called "In My Time of Dying," and it includes the lyric, "I want nobody to mourn. All I want for you to do is take my body home." Chris Cornell singing those lyrics and singing for the final time last night at the Fox Theater, now dead at the age of 52.
This is very shocking, very saddening, specifically for fans of his music, Jason. Aside from the song choice, did he act different at all while he was performing last night, or was this in typical nature?
And you know, the song choice didn't really stand out, at least not to me, because there's a lot of dark lyrics with Soundgarden songs. But I thought personally he was a little more reserved, didn't have a lot of energy around the stage as much as he did, but I still thought it was a good show. However, I've talked to a rock reporter who was there last night and has covered him extensively, and she says in her words, last night's performance from her point of view was critically a disaster. We're going to actually talk a little bit more about that later today and hear from some other people who were at that show last night.
Yeah, a great perspective, being that you were there last night. Still very shocking. Jason, thank you. Now we want to get to a story that's developing out of Sterling Heights. A woman is killed and sadly 3 others are hurt after an apartment building catches on fire. Now this fire started late last night at the Sterling Knowles apartment right there on 15 Mile Road. More than a dozen units were damaged. Local 4's Nick Monticelli there on the scene for us with new information about the victim, Nick.
Evrod, this is really a sad story. 16 different apartments that were destroyed in all of this, but the most important headline is this one. Take a look at this picture. This is 34-year-old Laura Ann Phillips. She is the only person who was killed in this fire, and to make matters worse, she would have turned 35 on Saturday. Her father says that she is an incredibly special person, and of course they're going to miss her immensely. We want to show you this cell phone video to give you a better idea of what this fire looked like last night, raging at about 11 o'clock at night, and it appears to have started in the northwest corner of this building and then spreading from apartment to apartment to apartment. Interestingly enough, the fire chief originally thought that there were only 8 units affected by this fire, but it turns out that number is double because there are a total of 8 units per building and 2 buildings that actually caught on fire. As far as a cause on what happened, the investigators are still out here working on that as we speak, trying to determine exactly how this started and also how the fire was able to spread so quickly, going from apartment to apartment without anything really stopping it. So they will be looking to see if there were any firewalls here. If not, were they supposed to be by city code, by building code, or is this building older because of the time that it was constructed? Also something they're looking into, were there working smoke detectors? Because the chief said it appears that there weren't any, and also residents say it appeared that there weren't any as well. But again, the most important part of this is that a 34-year-old woman was killed, and her father made it a point to call the fire chief here and say thank you.
Yeah, her father called us, and he wanted to express his gratitude for the guy who's trying to save his daughter's life. So it's kind of an emotional phone call. He wanted to thank us, and I talked to him for a while, expressed our complete, sadness and how our thoughts and prayers of the Sterling Heights Fire Department, the city of Sterling Heights, are with him and his family. Our guys, they made an attempt to get in there when the ceiling collapsed on them and the room became engulfed in flames.
And just again to clarify that, as you see the investigators walking around this building right now, the firefighters were trying to rescue Miss Phillips, but unfortunately, again, the ceiling did collapse as they were getting into her apartment and they were unable to save her. It is unclear right now, though, if Laura was awake and conscious or if she had already passed out because maybe of smoke inhalation or the fire or other issues. So it's a horrible thing to think about, but firefighters tried their best to get in there and save her before she passed away. We are live here in Sterling Heights. Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Yeah, they certainly did. Very tragic news nonetheless. Thank you, Nick. One man is dead after a mobile home fire in Lyon Township. We're told the fire started around 3 this morning at the Kensington Place mobile home park right off of Grand River. Now, at this time, it's unclear what caused it, but there is an investigation underway. Today, former Fox News CEO Roger Ailes has died. He founded Fox News back in 1996 and served as CEO for 20 years before leaving the network last year after he was accused of sexual harassment. His wife announced the news of his passing this morning, saying she was profoundly sad and heartbroken. At this time, there's no word on a cause of death, but he did die at the age of 77. Now to some happier news. American Coney Island celebrating its 100th anniversary today here in downtown Detroit. And the celebration started this morning at 9 a.m. and it'll run all the way until 9 o'clock tonight. And as part of their big day, they'll be selling $1 Coneys from 3 to 4 p.m. and hosting a raffle with the winner getting free conies for a year. So that is definitely a good prize. Make sure you stop on down. They're right here on Lafayette. That's American Coney Island. All right, still ahead, Facebook hit with a fine of more than $100 million. We'll tell you what the social media giant is accused of lying about. That's coming up. And an officer is dragged while trying to make an arrest. What the driver was doing just moments before he ran that officer over. Plus, President Trump lashing out after a special prosecutor is appointed in the Russia investigation. What the president is saying about the Justice Department's decision. And before we go to break, the market has stabilized after its worst day of the year. The Dow closed yesterday after dropping 372 points, the worst day since President Trump took office. We're back in a moment.
Suburban.
Welcome back, everyone. President Trump has weighed in on one day after a special prosecutor was named to take over the investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. The president tweeted this morning, calling it, quote, the single greatest witch hunt of a politician. Jennifer Johnson reports on the latest twists and turns swirling around the Trump administration.
An angry President Trump is lashing out on Twitter today after the appointment of former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to look into possible collusion between Trump's campaign and the Russians. The president says this is the single greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history. But lawmakers are welcoming Mueller, who served under both Presidents Bush and Obama.
I think we can now move forward, and I feel good about it.
Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein made the decision late yesterday to appoint Mueller.
What I like about the selection of Director Mueller is he used to run that organization, so he will get a running start.
But today, new questions about fired National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The New York Times reports Flynn told Trump's transition team weeks before the inauguration he was already under investigation for secretly working as a paid lobbyist for Turkey. But the president hired him anyway.
This is the classic scandal in the nature that there's another shoe that drops every day or two.
Even with Mueller's appointment, the House and Senate Intelligence Committees will go forward with their own investigations into Russia's involvement in the election. This afternoon, the full Senate will hear from Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein about what he knows, but that meeting is behind closed doors. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
A police officer in Tennessee now back on the job after he was run over and dragged while trying to make an arrest. Officer Seth Trauber was called to a gas station after an employee noticed a man passed out behind the wheel. And when he got there, the man woke up and, as you see here, tried to drive away. Now, despite having his leg run over by that vehicle, Officer Trauber was able to arrest the man. He's charged with aggravated assault, driving on a revoked license, and resisting arrest. We're glad that that officer will be okay. Facebook is facing a massive fine now after lying about its buying out of a popular messaging service by the name of WhatsApp. The European Commission says when Facebook told them about the buyout, it said users would not be able to connect the app with their Facebook accounts. But a recent update included the possibility of linking the two platforms. Now, Facebook will be forced to pay $122 million to the European Union, who says the fine should be seen as a deterrent to lying about future deals.
New at noon.
Well, Memorial Day weekend is almost here. Can you believe it? New at noon, Consumer Reports revealed the best sunscreens to buy this summer. Brandon.
Summer-like weather here, that's for sure, but how long does it last? We have a wind advisory to talk about. A cold front approaching could bring a few storms, and a chillier Friday, Saturday coming your way next.
The Cipriano case made national headlines. A son murders his father with a baseball bat and beats his mother and brother. They survive. Now, for the first time, Rose Cipriano breaks her silence.
There's so much internal struggles going on daily.
This was Sal after the attack. Now, see his remarkable recovery.
He's by far the strongest patient I'll ever meet, no doubt.
I'll take you to the Brain Center, where this family is healing and gaining strength and ready to talk.
When I wake up every day, I have to make a choice. Where do we go with this? Positive or negative?
The Ciprianos exclusive tonight at 11.
Bikers. All right, welcome back, everybody. That sound means that we are under a weather alert, and rightfully so, huh?
Yes, wind and then the potential for storms. The bigger story will be the wind. And
okay.
You get the idea when you step outside. If you've got some hanging baskets or flowers in pots that you're concerned about, put them in the garage for a little while here. The winds are whipping. Take a look at the Four Flags down near the Detroit River, and the white caps are up. 84 degrees, south-southwest winds. 26. Now, sustained and gusts. Those are a couple of things that we want to talk about here. Sustained means constantly blowing, pestering, and relentless. That will be 20 to 40 miles an hour. The gusts are the occasional bursts that we see, and these are wind gusts. 37 miles an hour at Metro Airport, 37 at Howell and Pontiac, and just starting. So we're going to start to crank those up a little bit more. And again, this is why the National Weather Service has all of southeastern lower under a wind advisory until 8 p.m. And our friends and family in southern Ontario just know that you're right there with us, and we'll be sort of batten down the hatches kind of weather today. Still warm and sky conditions look nice, so we don't want anybody to get fooled by this. We have some concerns when it comes to this wind in a couple of different areas. 87 degrees, the high temperature, maybe a little bit warmer than that, and some showers and storms after 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Cold front is approaching, so we do get falling temperatures overnight, down to 53, and tomorrow will be a noticeable difference in temperatures. We say goodbye to summer-like weather for a little while. Those peak winds, even though the advisory goes until 8 p.m., now to 5 p.m. is when we expect these 45 to 55 mile-an-hour gusts. Stuff blowing all over the highways, high-profile vehicles, big moving trucks, even Suburbans, things like that can get blown around a little bit. Power outages when the wind hits weakened tree limbs onto power lines, certainly a possibility. We even have this risk for severe weather. It is going to be minimal in coverage. You can kind of tell by looking at the sky, but we have a marginal to slight risk, low on the threshold, but still a possibility for 1 or 2 of these things to flare up. And the winds are already gusting out there, so if a storm taps into those winds, damaging wind, maybe a little bit of hail. Temperatures behind that cold front tomorrow will be a falling off. Watch the model here. 3, 4 o'clock has a couple of showers up in our north zone, and then not a whole lot after that, but we just need to eyes to the skies after 3 or 4 o'clock. In case you see a storm forming, it likely will have a little punch to it, so watch out. Tomorrow, 60s and a chance for an afternoon shower close to the Ohio border, but the weekend, Evrod, unfortunately, we've added rain Saturday afternoon and on and off all day Sunday.
Okay, well, when it finally does warm up and the sun is out, you're going to need some sunscreen. You're definitely going to have to use that. But before you do, make sure you're getting what you pay for. Consumer Reports just issued its annual list of the top sunscreens, and topping the list is La Roche-Posay's 60 Melt-In Sunscreen Milk. Finishing in second was Equate's Sport Lotion SPF 50, followed by Pure's Sun Defense Disney Frozen Lotion SPF 50 in third place, and Coppertone's Water Babies SPF 50 rounds out the top 4, so you've definitely got a variety to choose from. All right, still ahead here on Local 4 News at noon. A bear climbs a tree near an elementary school, and wait until you see what that bear did when it finally came down 11 hours later.
100.5